welcome to Strictly Business. My name is Marjorie Turner Hollman. I'm a longtime Bellingham resident, personal historian, freelance writer, and a member of the Bellingham Business Association, the BBA. Strictly Business is sponsored by the BBA and is a nonprofit organization that supports local business, gives back to the community. As a personal historian, my job is to listen to and help people share their stories. Each of you have stories to share. I'm really looking forward to this. Today's guests are Emily Esterbrook, Senior Director of Aquatics of the Hockomock Area YMCA, and Keith Mottola of Steps Off Broadway right here in Bellingham. Welcome, Emily and Keith. Before we get to meet our guests, I want to provide a brief recap of past BBA events. The BBA's monthly meeting, May 16th, was held at Vercelli's restaurant in South Bellingham. At that meeting, State Senator Richard Moore gave members an update of pending legislation, and for more details of that meeting, there's a recap of it in the June issue of the Bellingham Bulletin. Thank you, Pam Johnson, for the Bellingham Bulletin, for covering these events, and for Vercelli's for a fabulous dinner. Now, thank you, Emily and Keith, for being with us for this segment of Strictly Business. There's a lot coming up this summer, so let's get started. First of all, I'd like us to hear a little bit about your background. How did you get into the business organization that you're in, and what you love about it? Should we?
I'll start. That's easy.
Sure.
That's easy. You have enough time? Actually, I'm a graduate of Bellingham High School way too many years ago. I was fortunate enough to have had several advisors, one of them being Harry Schreffler, who's still in town.
Yeah.
We love Harry. Another one, Lillian Papalian, who now lives down the Cape, and Jocelyn Gerard, who lives in Rhode Island, and Walter Crapo, who is no longer with us, who were instrumental in making sure that I was pushed in the direction I needed to go into, which was performing arts. I left Bellingham in 1976, and unfortunately swore I'd never come back. And as soon as you make those kind of commitments, they always happen. I went to New York, was fortunate enough to have 9 Broadway shows behind me, some national tours, some international tours, cruise ships, major theme parks, including Walt Disney World and Disneyland behind me, and working for them. And my mom had gotten ill back in 1990, and I made a conscious effort to come back to Bellingham to help her out, and it seemed like an obvious choice. Let's try to groom the next generation of performers.
So you were giving back.
So hence Steps Off Broadway. It was actually originally opened as Steps.
Okay.
And then it went from Steps to Steps Off Broadway, and then Steps Off Broadway Productions, which is now a nonprofit 501c3 company.
Okay. Emily, how about you? How did you get involved with the Y? You're the aquatics director there. How did you get? What's your story?
I started in high school as the swim instructor and camp counselor and lifeguard, and loved it, and did that all through high school and college, and got out of college with a degree totally unrelated, but not knowing what I wanted to do, and had some great YMCA mentors who really showed me what a Y career would look like, and have been with the Y professionally in director capacity with Greater Providence and the Y of Central Mass, and most recently Hockomock for the last 8 years in different capacities.
Great.
So.
All right. Okay. We want to get right to what's available for town residents. So what kind of specific services do you provide, especially this summer, and how do you help your clients? I know we've got summer camp at Silver Lake, so we want to hear about that. Tell us about that and any other summer opportunities there are for families and for regular people besides just families.
Sure, absolutely. Right here in Bellingham at Silver Lake, we have a full-day camp offered starting June 18th through the end of August, so 10 great weeks of summer camp. Full-day camps, extended care options. Also down at Silver Lake, we have free swim available 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for Bellingham town residents at no cost.
So even though the camp is ongoing, there's no restrictions for people in town to go.
All they have to do is stop by the DPW and pick up a beach sticker, which is free, and then they can access the town beach all summer, which the YMCA provides the lifeguards for.
Great.
And we also run swim lessons down there in the mornings and the afternoons. So you can go down, get a swim lesson, stay for free swim, bring a picnic down. The grounds are beautiful down there. And then on site at the Franklin branch, which is just down the street, we also have additional summer camp options. Again, with extended care, transportation available to the YMCA, and additional swim lessons and other summer programming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a full summer. All right. Keith, how about you? I know you have all sorts of things going on this summer.
Yeah, our summer programs are a little bit different than your normal summer programs. The biggest thing we have going this summer, it's called NYC and MA. It's a summer intensive for actors and actresses. I have 15 guest teachers coming in from New York City who will be giving classes and lectures and all the information they can get out to these people that want to do this program. The unfortunate thing is only limited to 20 people.
What age? What age
From-
range?
I think the youngest right now is 11 and the oldest is in their 40s.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Kids and adults.
Kids and adults.
Great.
Unfortunately, that program was only open to 20 people by audition. But all the classes that we have, the dance classes and the lectures, are open to other people that aren't in the program. And they happen throughout the summer,
Okay.
starting July 9th
Okay.
and
Great.
going through July 18th. STEPS itself is doing its dance intensives, which run from July 11th through August 25th, which is offering intensives in ballet, tap, and jazz for all ages, including adult. We have a very big adult clientele. We'll be doing Chicago this summer, which we'll be auditioning mid-June.
Oh,
So
excellent. Yeah.
auditions are
Yeah.
coming up.
Yep.
And I'm working right now with Music Theatre International to do the first regional production of Little Mermaid Jr.
Oh.
in August.
Sounds
So
great.
yeah, I like to be on the bandwagon and try to get the new stuff out as fast as I can. And Little Mermaid's a great piece of theater, and it'll be an all children's show. So it'll be a chance for the kids to be the stars.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's been great.
Wow. Did we miss anything that's going on with the Y? I felt like you just kind of told us that. What other programs are going on
Sure.
at the Y, Emily?
Our programs range from infant through senior. So a couple exciting ones coming up are, we have our Splash Week, which is a 1-week intensive week of lessons for June 18th to 22nd, and really the focus on that is water safety. So we get
What ages?
ages 3 to 12,
Okay.
looking for beginner, intermediate swimmers, really giving them an opportunity to come in and get that head start into summer. 1 week of swim lessons that would expose them to some basic skills, but also the safety of learning how to be safe around a beach or at a water park or in their home backyard pool.
Yeah.
So that we can really encourage safe water practices throughout the summer.
Okay. And what about, are there other things activities that we didn't get you to talk about?
STEPS is doing a couple of really big things in the next few months. We're getting a whole new look, right down from the website down. So, for right now, I'm in website craze, trying to get the new website on its feet. We're also looking to continue bringing in our New York guests. The past 2 shows we've actually brought in professionals, both from LA, to work with the community in a
Wow.
show.
You don't have to go all the way to New York to
No,
get,
you're getting people that have been on Broadway on my stage.
Yeah.
And working with, the people in the community, the kids in the community. And, it's great to have them here. They love it here. They can't wait to come back. So obviously we're doing something right. The kids love them. And like me and like Michael LaFleur and like Ray DeLuzio and Arlena Boyle, you tend to fall in love with these kids.
Yeah.
And they become part of your family, and that's what STEPS is a family. And we try to keep that family feel. And it's these days when families are so separated, it's great to be able to come to that building and know that your family's always there.
I think that's something you both have in common, that these are family-oriented things, because I see at the Y, whole groups of family will come for adult programs with the kids programs at the same time, and and with you as well, it sounds like sometimes the kids get started, but then it draws the parents in.
It's great when the parents get involved. You know, I have full families, like you said, that'll do shows.
Yeah.
And one of the best things, and we just did Willy Wonka, and one of the greatest things was Arlena Boyle actually played Mrs. Beauregard, who's Violet who chews gum, and her daughter was Violet. So the fact that mother and daughter playing opposite each other as mother and daughter was really fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's sort of an inside joke.
Yeah. Well, it's just nice that they, that they get. It's one of those things that as her daughter grows up, Kiara, she'll say, you know what, I was on stage with my mother.
Yeah.
And you don't forget those things.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Memories.
nice. Yep.
What is it?
Oh yeah.
Priceless.
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 I know. It's what I know. It's what I love. I love these stories. So, what about you with anything else? Do you have any?
Well, I think to the family piece, it absolutely is a family at the Y. And from the time they're infants, right now I teach on Monday morning the little guys, so 6 months old, and we're singing with the parents in the water, getting them acclimated to the pool for the first time, and then seeing them grow to the point where, 17, 18 years old, they're working for us or on our swim team competing.
Wow.
And even outside of the water, the family membership that they can come in and use open gym time or family swim time, that the parent can drop off their child in the babysitting, the child watch areas and feel comfortable about that while they work out and improve their health and well-being.
Wonderful, wonderful. You've already kind of answered my next question of what kind of people and businesses do you serve? Do you work with businesses besides just individual families? Do you have any kind of relationship with businesses in the area? I don't know.
For the Y, absolutely. In various capacities. Some of it is through fundraising as a nonprofit, both for our annual and capital campaigns. We rely heavily on businesses, local businesses, to partner with us, but also partnering so that we can understand what the community needs are and partner together to provide those. So whether it's with the Whole Foods in Bellingham, we've done a lot with recently, or the towns and other rec departments in the area.
You were talking about fundraising.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're still, I want to say, newbies when it comes to the nonprofit. It's only been a few years for us.
But you're also 501c3.
We're a 501c3, but we're still getting our feet wet as far as how to go to the community and request funds, or to look at businesses to say, hey, like bringing in a guest artist from California cost us a lot of money.
Right.
In flights and accommodations and payments, and it'd be great to be affiliated with a hotel that would be able to put these guests up, for a couple of weeks, or an airline that could fly them in, or a business that could overwrite that expense. Producing a show today, even on a small scale, is about a $15,000 to $20,000 adventure.
Wow.
By the time you pay your rights and your bills and everything, so it costs money, and unfortunately, where so many towns are cutting out the arts in their school system, those kids that are involved in the arts, music, dance, theater, have no place to go. And I'm glad that I'm able to at least offer a place for these students to learn their skills and learn what they potentially could do in the future.
I think both of you also serve special needs, the special needs population. Could you address that?
Sure. We're very proud of our integration initiative. Really, the whole premise behind it is giving children with special needs the opportunity to be in programs with their typically developing peers. So swim lessons, we have numerous children who meet with our integration coordinators to start, and then find the right placement in swim lessons so that they can learn the swimming skills, be safe around the water, and have a fun experience with their peers. And we also have those options in our summer camp programs and any of the programs we offer.
All right. And what about extra
it's extra special steps. Yeah, it's going into its 18th year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I look back and it was like, it was just a thought yesterday, and feels at 18 years, and some of these kids have been with us since the beginning.
Wow.
And we've watch them grow up and watch them mature, and it's amazing to come to one of their shows. We do dance, theater, and voice with them. And every year they'll produce 1 to 2 shows that are strictly the special needs group. And there's no way you can go to that show and not be touched by it. And know that, it's like how grateful we are, as parents to not have a special needs child that needs a lot of work. And I look at those parents and the love and support and the dedication they give their children is beyond what anybody can do in their lives. And they're right there supporting them and loving them no matter what they do, as do we, And it's like, I have one kid, Cliff, who's been with me almost 18 years, and a hug from Cliffy is worth $1 million. If I could bottle it, I'd be a millionaire. But I look at him and I look at his mom, and I said, "Am I teaching him anything?" And he went, "You don't remember?" And I said, "No, I don't." When he first came, one of the things he wouldn't do would be lay on his back or roll over. I said, "You got him to lay on his back and roll over." That's trust from Cliff, because Cliff wouldn't even do that for his family.
Wow.
And it's like, well, maybe I am doing something that I don't assume that I'm doing anything.
But it's nice to be reminded.
Yeah, because then when I look back, I go, yeah. But I mean, everybody falls in love with Cliffy. Everybody. I have never met a man or woman or child that hasn't met Cliff and gone, "Oh my God, I love him."
Yeah.
And he's, like I said, if I could bottle him, I'd make
Why
$1
would
million.
do it, right? That's my favorite story too.
Wonderful.
I had a 3-year-old who started with me with autism. Didn't speak a lot, no swimming skills. Didn't speak to anyone. His mom told me didn't know the therapist's name, but he would wake up every Wednesday morning and go, "Swimming with Emily? Swimming with Emily?"
Amazing.
And Mom goes, "You taught him how to climb, like just climbing out of the pool. He learned how to climb on his bedroom furniture, so they had to buy him all new bedroom furniture by the time he was 5 years old. But I had him for 3 or 4 years, and by the time, he hit 7 years old, he was swimming by himself. And those are the moments it makes it all worth it.
Wow.
Especially, like I said, when you don't have a special needs child, you just assume things are
You
just
don't think
happen.
twice what they can do.
And then when something as small as that, and a parent goes, "Oh my God, you got them to do that," it's like, "Oh my God, yeah."
Yeah.
And you can't, again, priceless.
Yeah. Wonderful. I think both of you talked about you said there was some fundraising opportunities coming up, and I'm assuming that this is typically what you would do anyway, but especially with the financial landscape, it's always money is harder for everybody. So how are you all approaching this, and what opportunities? Tell me about what's going on.
For us, our fundraising opportunities this summer are basically geared toward our summer programs. We're trying to get some scholarships. I mean, the NYC and MA is a not pricey but expensive program to do, and not all families can afford that kind of money. So we're doing a couple of fundraisers to enable us to give out some scholarships for those needy families, children, adults, that couldn't pay it, and unfortunately, like I said, this time we try to do that. So on the June 23rd, we're doing
So you're trying to keep it so that money is not a barrier for participation.
I keep on saying I want to be inclusive, not exclusive.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, that's fine.
When is it?
That's June 23rd at Steps. And then we're doing the second annual Skate for Steps, which is either going to take place in Franklin or they're actually looking in Boston at the Boston Skating Club, where there's 7 or 8 skating clubs in the area that are sending skaters to skate to live vocalists that I'm supplying. And it's like Smucker's Stars on Ice, except it's almost Stars on Ice. And we did it a few years ago, and it was a great success. And Stephanie Corniola, who is actually in London, who's been there for the past year doing her grad work, has actually been still spearheading this from London.
Oh, gosh.
She'll be back in 2 weeks, and just will jump in.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing opportunity, again, for the skaters to skate to live music.
Yeah.
For the singers to have to sing to skaters doing,
Right,
performances.
right, very
And
demanding.
it's a ball. It's fun.
And what about the why? What fundraising opportunities are ongoing or what's coming up?
Every year we have our annual campaign, which is called Reach Out for Youth and Families. We're in the midst of that right now. We're
Okay.
hoping to reach our goal of $650,000 this year, but we give out over $1.2 million in financial assistance in the Hockomock area YMCA.
Just in the Hockomock
Right.
area?
So we serve 15 towns, and that 1.2 million, which it keeps going up every year, especially in light of the current economy, goes to providing financial scholarships to campers, children in our child care programs, providing free or low-cost programming for teens and youth.
Yeah.
Everything we do is accessible regardless of ability to pay.
Wonderful. No, that's important to know. Okay. Last question, because we're almost running out of time. Tell us something about your business or organization that our viewers might not be aware of.
People assume that Steps is a children's theater or a children's dance school. We are actually a full-scale performing arts school that teaches dance, theater, voice to children as well as adults. Our adult clientele is as large as our child clientele.
Okay.
When we do shows, if it's not specifically a children's show, it is cast as if it were going to be a professional production. And by bringing in guest stars now, we have upped our limit and upped our ante to doing better and bigger work. And it all starts from 3 years old when they're little kids, getting their first taste of being on stage. So, and I have an ongoing registration throughout the year and throughout the summer. So never feel like it's too late or too
There's
early
always
to start.
something coming up.
And you're never too old to learn, and you're never too young to learn.
Yep. And what about you, Emily? What might people not be aware of about the Y?
I think when people think of the Y, sometimes they think of the gym and swim, and making sure that they understand that we're a nonprofit and a charity, and the scope that we have in the communities, whether it's in the schools running after-school programs, down at Silver Lake providing the lifeguards so we have safe waterfronts in our communities, teaching 3,000 kids a session how to swim. The scope of what we offer at all ages and to everybody in the community, and the willingness to get outside of our doors and partner with any town or family that comes to us and says, here's a community need, we're willing to work with and help them and meet that and fill that role.
I know my granddaughter is at the child care, and she does kitty yoga. It's just it's precious, just precious. So, okay. And so finally, I would like to make sure let our viewers know the best way they can contact you, or if they have further questions.
They can contact me through phone, which is 508-876-9797, or by our website, even though it's new, it's still up and running, which is www.stepsoffbroadway.com, which will get you directly to my email, and it'll get you directly to things going on at Steps.
Okay. And how about for the Y?
The best way for the Y to see all the programs, we're now registering for our summer swim lessons, summer camp programs, everything we have to offer this summer, is to go to our website where we have online registration, and that's www.hockymca.org.
All one word, HOCYMCA.
Yes.
.org.
Yep.
All right. Excellent. And with the time remaining, I want to let our viewers know about upcoming BBA events. The June 20th BBA meeting will be at Lowell's Restaurant on Route 140 in Mendon, just over the Bellingham line, starting at 6 p.m. We will be announcing the winners of this year's student scholarships as well as Citizen of the Year. And we are going to be sponsoring the summer movie night, Thursday night, July 12th, and that's going to be sponsored by the BBA. And for more information about upcoming meeting, other events, and the BBA, we encourage you to visit our website at www.bellinghambusinessassociation.org. Now, in closing, I want to thank Keith Mottola of Steps Off Broadway and Emily Esterbrook of the Hockomock YMCA for being our guests today. And please check back in next month for the next edition of Strictly Business, coming in July. Thank you.